game number 1 needs to be Golden Glue Draft Diff. Let's put it to the test right now.
Let's go ahead and do it. Team Liquid have elected blue side. Sentinels are on last pick. Poppy, Vi, Caitlyn banned out by Team Liquid. Sentinels focusing the jungle pool. Honestly, this feels like a pretty standard play against TL these days. Jose Dioto was looking fierce back at MSI, looking good in week 1. So they ban away his Lee Sin and Nocturne alongside the Akali as first pick goes over to TL, and they will happily lock in the Ezreal for Yawn.
Flowers.
Yes, sir.
Both of these junglers have champions that are target banned against them, though, and only one team has banned the target champion. Lee Sin for Jose checks out. He's one of the best in the entire world. But what about Hombach Skarner? That one drew bans previously. He's also already displayed, you know, killing intent on his Kiana. Was very, very good. On the Wukong, on the Nefiri, a lot of dangerous champions for him, but the Skarner really was one of the very big ones that Sentinels relied on pretty heavily.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And we also do have the Kai'Sa immediately locked in response here for Sentinels. So no mages bot this time around. Yawn and Rahel going to be piloting those AD carries. Sentinel sees the Ezreal. They know that supports want to roam in the current metagame, and Kai'Sa can assassinate that Ezreal in that isolated situation. So they'll draft that one alongside Jarvan here for Jose Dioto in the jungle, or for Hombach in the jungles.
Yeah. Our Kai'Sa versus Ezreal. Very, very old matchup here. Looking for the dive comp. So Sentinels just going to fully commit to the dive comp early on with the Kai'Sa, with the Jarvan. Now, Jarvan into Ezreal specifically is not necessarily good, but they're looking for general dive anyway. I will suspect. It also means for mid lane, Quid is going to want to pick something that can deal with Cataclysm very easily as well, and is going to be thinking about dives. Something more on the safe end, not towards like the Orianna that has been left up here and has been dangling. You know, these low mobility control mages that in game number 1, you know, are kind of floating around. It's going to make Team Liquid specifically want to veer away from those, seeing the early picks from Sentinels.
Well, we've got some engage power as well as some defensive capability here with the support pick for Team Liquid. Leona can be good at protecting targets that are getting dove, but can also function as a go button here for Team Liquid in their own right. Alongside that, Xin Zhao also a very potent frontliner and space creator with the power of the Crescent Guard. And Sentinels are not going to continue copying role for role here in the draft in the first half. Instead, they will leave support for the second half of the draft, lock in the Gnar for impact instead.
And then I expect them to ban, you know, like Vayne and, you know, maybe Corki as well now.
Oh, yeah,
play
true.
Corki and Gnar, top lane as a counter. You know, like Yasuo counter, these other types of things to protect the Gnar. Because when you pick a Gnar at the end like this, it's like pseudo blind. Yeah, the enemy doesn't have their top laner, but also you get 2 protection bans.
Yeah.
And Gnar doesn't really need more than a couple protection bans. Usually even just the Vayne, a lot of people are fine with. But there are options, right? There's the Corki, like we mentioned, Twisted Fate top lane. You can do as well. So we'll see. The Jace as well. You know, these range options into the Gnar are generally the preferred ones. Now, if Team Liquid want to just stick Morgan on a tank, they always still can do that, but I think they're going to go more of the lane style.
Well, we do have that Jason Vayne banned out like you're talking about on the Sentinel side. Nico, the ban from Team Liquid, targeting some powerful support capability there, as well as removing the Cassiopeia potential pick for Darkwings in mid.
It is interesting, too, because, you know, we're talking about, okay, so TL are going to want to shy away from the, you know, mid laners that are going to be vulnerable to Jarvan ganks, but Sentinels and Darkwings very well could still go into it. Like, you know, they do have really good engage on their side, good dive for like an Orianna Shockwave to complement them, and they're going to make Team Liquid show what Quid is playing first to know if they're safe to actually pick it, because with Jarvan and Rakan and Gnar, you have already really good dive options to set up for Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
And then whatever Darkwings wants to counterpick Quid with.
All right, Team Liquid, what are we going to do here with these solo lanes? Going to have to reveal them both, so to have any sort of flex potential, it would have to be something that could go, 2 things that could go to either one of those solo lanes. 1 and 5 here on Ambessa so far in Summer Split for the LCS. Not a particularly effective win record for our arcane antagonist here in the first week and a half of gameplay, Mr. Kobe?
Yeah, I think the champion is fine, though. I think that's a user error on the loser's part.
the car runs good. The drivers just don't know how to keep it on the road.
Exactly. Okay, so this is Quid's decision here. He's like, okay, fine. You have Jarvan jungle. Whatever, I'll just get some mobility for myself, even though Sylas is a risky laner, being melee and having to trade your health pretty heavily for push on the minion wave. He does have mobility, and he does scale well with this team as well, since they themselves have the Ambessa, the Leona here, and now with the Sylas, they've got a lot of tools they can turn right back around onto Sentinels and just use against them.
And I also really like Sylas when Gnar is on the enemy team, since you can steal the ulti away, and it kind of cures what is the intended part of the counterplay for Gnar's ult, having to play around the Gnar bar. Sylas don't have that. Just slam people into the wall.
True. He just steals your Gnar ultimate. No Gnar rage required to be built up. And then also has a lot of other good options too. The Rakan ult is super nice for Sylas. Faker most notably probably making a very good use of that one in World Final stage. We'll see if Quid can emulate here.
Yep. Kai'Sa ulti also available for some of that emergency defensive repositioning and the massive shield that you can get in the middle of a fight if he has to play something a little bit more on the back foot. Now, yesterday, we saw some Rise gameplay in the first series, and the Realm Warps did not lead, particularly where Cloud9 would have liked them to lead. Here today, Sentinels is going to, I think, have to have a much greater efficacy on those Rise ultimates if they want to make these plays happen.
So did yesterday, that would make you, would that break your trust now when you see a Rise Realm Warp on your team?
Oh, yes.
You're not jumping in that thing head first. You're pausing, scrolling your camera around, wait a second.
Where is this going?
Yeah, where exactly are you sending me, and how many of you are coming with me?
Yeah, but this time at least, I like the fact that you have Rakan with the Rise, because Rakan goes through Realm Warp, just immediately has quickness already primed and ready to go. It feels like he can spring that trap pretty effectively. Yeah. So I do want to keep an eye, particularly how well Darkwings and who he worked together with those ultimates in this game. But just looking at everything that we've got across the board here, we do have a teleport advantage on the side of Team Liquid, since Darkwings is opting for the double mobility summoner spells with the Ghost in his mid lane Rise choice. So TL will have a little bit of extra map presence as our game goes on, but there's no summoner spell books or anything like that to add extra questions throughout the game. Good luck, Captain Canada, says Jan, to which we receive an XD from the net.
Captain Canada. All right, let's see. Honestly, actually, this is a good time to pull up the history here for Impact versus Team Liquid.
Okay, what do you got?
Because Impact did very well in his time on Team Liquid. Not as well against them, but this year it has been 50-50. So that's better than his all-time versus Team Liquid. And of course, he shares a lot of camaraderie with a lot of players in the LCS, because he's played in the LCS for so long.
Yeah.
And has moved around, but especially, with the likes of Jan and Core JJ, of course, still on this team. And so always some friendly banter and some inside jokes as well. This is also Emily's matchup of the week.
We have a jingle for it now. I like that.
Turn it up, actually. I didn't really get the full,
you missed it?
I didn't get the full immersion. I think we should start to I guess that we're testing it now.
Yeah, we gotta make sure.
If it goes over well, then we'll increase the volume each time.
Yeah, it's got to be calibrated correctly, as Team Liquid has their bottom lane calibrated for that early push. And Quid's got to be careful over in mid, though. Knocked down to about 56 HP, and he's got to take his first recall. Not really ideal, I wouldn't think. Only 13 minions collected. This first purchase not going to be particularly, exciting. Let's see what he decides to return to lane with. And the answer is lousy shoes. Some real crappy shoes.
Yeah, they're definitely not name brand.
No.
But we'll see if he can use them to roam, maybe. He got no sustain flowers is the key. Out of your recall here, out of your teleport back, no sustain for him. Meanwhile, Darkwings with the refillable potion on his walk back to mid lane. So we'll see. Jarvan wrapping around here through the the back of the Raptor, back of the Dragon Pit, and Hambach looks like he's decided bot lane is the better choice.
Okay, Hambach will be the first jungler to arrive into a lane, finds his way towards this 2v2 in bottom side, but CoreJJ, the heal is all he has to spend, still has 2/3 of his HP left.
Yeah, it was nice from both sides there. CoreJJ, he immediately throws out the E towards the Jarvan to try and use him as a taxi to get closer to the tower. Hambach expecting this, sidesteps backwards, but that still gives CoreJJ enough space.
Ooh, Huhi getting stunned up now. Nice engage again by CoreJJ. Sentinels has to be careful. Leona is such a powerful ball of stats in these melee engage style of support head-to-head. She can kind of just stat check anybody else, so as soon as she finds that good angle, means Huhi and Rahel have to back up.
I do like that it's intuitive as well. If you put Leona side by side with Rakan, you would know from looking at them which is more tanky.
One is heavily armored with a shield,
Yeah.
The other is some guy with feathers.
Full plate mail, giant like sun shield, and versus Rakan.
Versus some guy who doesn't even have a shirt.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to be able to...
No shirt versus full plate.
Yeah, it's probably not going to tank quite as much. But, however, the lack of shirt has allowed him to move briskly and dexterously across the map to make his way over to mid.
Meanwhile, Leona has also moved.
Yeah,
over
she's
to mid.
clanked her way over here as well, having to walk with 100 pounds of armor on. But it looks like Huhi still wants to see if he can get something here. It's like you said, that lack of sustain for Quid, although he did make a second recall. He went back and got his refillable now, but it's out of sauce. And he also has your favorite item in the game, Glowing Moat, that has such incredible impact when it's in your inventory.
It really does give you a lot of confidence when it's
It
glowing.
certainly doesn't give any real...
it doesn't give you stats. It gives you confidence.
Just like, yeah, look, man, that my inventory's not empty.
It's glowing there in your pocket. Meanwhile, Sentinels, they're going to be taking that dragon for themselves off of the mid lane push. Silas constantly getting forced back. Again, as we said, no sustain on the first recall.
Yeah.
So Quid gets forced out of lane. He's got to go back to base, and that means they get the dragon. Meanwhile, top side, some friendly trading between top lane compatriots.
Yeah, Morgan goes in for the early public execution there on Impact. Does manage to hit him with a little bit of combo as Impact throws out the Mega Gnar. Doesn't get a whole lot of value besides clearing the wave out of that one. So both ultimates down. Of course, that's going to favor Impact since the Mega Gnar ulti comes back significantly more quickly. Yeah. Neither one of their teleports are available, but it's also important to note that teleports are pretty desynced here in the top lane. Impact has almost 3/4 of the cooldown already gone on his. He'll have it available here shortly, while Morgan is not even halfway there. So depending on what we end up getting a fight over, that could be impactful. However, I don't really think so, considering the first Drake has already been taken by Sentinels, and we've got another 2 minutes till the Grubs are around.
Yeah, we'll see how it ends up because, you know, side lanes are going to be a pretty big factor in this game with both comps. You know, later on towards the mid stages, and Morgan is the guy that replaced Impact on Team Liquid. So there is a lot of extra, extra mentality behind this matchup here. A little bit of extra incentive to do well and to win. And so far, Morgan is doing quite well, extracting a lot out of the 1v1 here. With the Ambessa versus Gnar in the early stages, getting that much of a lead, plus the turret plate, is very nice for himself. Gets the wave bouncing back right towards him into a really good spot. So Morgan definitely showing up so far.
Ooh, and meanwhile, bottom side, as soon as they have the level 6 on Yon, CoreJJ takes the opportunity to jump in after Rahel before the Kai'Sa unlocks her own ultimate with the Killer Instinct. That would have done a lot more damage. You could see Yon went to prime Rahel with the W and then try to proc it with a True Shot Barrage, but Rahel is able to get out of the way of the ulti in time. Would have been a massive chunk if that would have connected, but nicely played from Sentinels to avoid disaster.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Pushkin will continue in mid lane as well. Want to see if this Ryze is going to be able to take advantage of that to roam. Realm Warp, Ghost, and Flash. So much mobility for Darkwings, and makes the look towards bottom as they were crashing a wave, and, you know, had Hambach coming over as well to drop off some vision. But since it's just going to be the reset timers for the TL bot lane, they're going to just reset themselves anyways. So Darkwings will pick up his full Catalyst here. Catalyst and the Tiras.
Ooh, nicely done here from Impact, going in after Morgan, but now he has to be a little bit careful. Public execution from Morgan does make sure that he can return a little bit of damage the top laner.
And it's spicy because the grubs have already been started by Hanbok. So with the top laners trading that heavily to get the push of the minion wave in, there's possibilities for action as the supports roam timers have come up here too. But it looks like off of that push from Impact, they are going to be able to secure the first 2 for Sentinels.
Yep.
And extricate themselves from the objective.
It's just the general simple strategy for grubs. Get the first one without your smite, secure the second one. Cool, you got 2 out of 3. If they show up, you can bail away from the pit. But now in the bottom side, this is what I was talking about. Kai'Sa trying to assassinate the Ezreal. Jan going forward, but he misses the last Mystic shot. And Sentinels brings in the backup to make sure they get first blood.
Team game, Flowers.
Team game.
It's a team game. The bot laners have been having a lot more 1v1s than usual with the supports perma roaming with the meta, but when the team does join, they get the extra. And the only price you pay is Sylas pushing on mid for 1 wave here. You know, that is going to be, you know, at least a little bit. Quid's actually going to be able to work off 2 turret plates from the mid lane, so not bad from Quid. He actually does punish a decent amount for the Rise roam, but that's the whole idea. Look at the roam. You can see on the mini-map right now, very early, they're heading down. Rahel's idea the whole time, I'm just setting up, but Jan lands so much there of his skill shots that he got Rahel low enough they could go for the flash. It's just the final one does not hit the Mystic shot as he's running away.
Nice try. She's there.
I mean, it was a nice try. He almost got him, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of just you have to call the shot. Is he going to go right or left at the end with a Mystic shot? He shot left. Rahel walked right. Unlucky, and that's first blood for Sentinels. But we do have 30 seconds on the clock until our next Dragon spawns. Sentinels did secure the first one, no contest. They got 2 out of 3 of the grubs. They're owning neutrals early on.
Also, when a play like that happens, I think the only comm you can really do is nice try.
Yeah.
That or somebody talks about the information on the roam and like, maybe we need to call a little bit earlier that the possibility there for the Rise moving and stuff like that, or the vision control here between mid lane and bottom lane is the most critical pathway for vision to be kept up, because it is so frequent for those mid laners to roam as well as the supports making use of that pathway. So definitely a dangerous one, and Sentinel is really happy with the early stages. I mean, this is such a great start for this Sentinel squad with the Dragon and the double grubs and the gold leadoff kill.
And now CoreJJ with a quick stun onto Huhi. But worth pointing out, you could see that Darkwings completed his Rod of Ages 10.5 minutes in because he got the money from that first kill down here in bottom lane. And I think that might be very important this game because of the fact that the second dragon is spawning right now. So as long as these dragons are dying close to when they're spawning, you're going to get that Darkwings full stack power spike right around the time that the 4th Drake of the game comes online, which, you know, if Sentinels continue controlling these, that could be a soul fight.
Yeah, the extra level is crazy good for Rise, so getting it really early is quite nice. Steals the Jarvan ult.
Yep, they're trying to go in now as Darkwing's in some serious danger. Stunned up, gunned down. Jan takes the kill, gets revenge for the earlier play in bottom side here. And now with the enemy mid laner out of the picture, Team Liquid has total control over this bot side river. Yes, Huhi's hanging around, messing with the vision a little bit, but it's still Jose, Jan, and CoreJJ maintaining control. Quid's still around with the stolen ultimate from Hanbok's Jarvan, so there's not really a chance for Sentinels to try to step up. TL is going to secure themselves that Ocean Drake as Quid goes in. The True Shot Barrage flies through, but Rahel and Huhi are both able to get away from the Cataclysm with a nice combo of Killer Instinct plus the Battle Dance.
And I gotta say, as the play's not even quite done yet, as long as Huki's able to get out though, that was just a large positional error from Darkwings, and that was with full information. Sentinels, they had the little vision set up on this dragon. They had the ward in the banana brush. They had the ward from mid lane as well, and so they fully saw Quid. They saw this Sylas, but Quid's able to get really easy access to the Rise and just connects and instantly kills him, earns the objective, and quickly takes away that momentum we were talking about building it. So here, look at these wards that we're talking about in the banana bush, in the mid lane there, and Darkwings is just throwing damage at this Leona, and it's just quick and easy access here for Quid straight to the Rise, who has no way out. So That is just not respecting your opponents while you don't have your summoner spells, and now
he's caught by the Solar Flare. Core JJ trying to stun him up and stop him here, but Darkwings manages to escape with a Realm Warp, gets himself out of danger. But I'm not liking the pattern that we're seeing here, Kobe. Darkwings continually finding himself in these troublesome positions. Jose Otto does not connect. The wind becomes lightning stab, so he can't try to catch up to Darkwings any further here. Rahel, Huhi, and Hambach all making their way over. They know that TL is overloading this bottom side, and they need to be able to stop it.
And even when you do stop it, look, you give something towards mid. So while they don't kill Darkwings this time, you know, Team Liquid are getting a lot out of punishing his cooldowns on his summoner spells. They force him back. They force the extra person off the map for Sentinels, which gives up extra minion pressure. Whether it's going to be bot lane or it's going to be mid lane, depends on the rotation from Sentinels. And Team Liquid really doing a good job here towards the last couple of minutes to retake control around this part of the map. It also has meant top lane, the island, just kind of continues up here. And, you know, as soon as the Gnar does get to the steel caps, it's really safe and feels quite nice. So Impact's been able to stabilize pretty easily up there. And you're going to have to look at how each one will affect the team fights. Kind of as you were alluding to earlier, who's going to have the bigger impact on these team fights. And when they both have flash, there's a lot of playmaking from either of these top laners.
Yeah, we've got the Rift Herald spawning in less than 45 seconds. Morgan already has his Eclipse fully completed, so that'll be a massive power spike if we get a big team fight up there. Impact still putting the pieces of Trinity Force together since it costs more than Eclipse in general, plus he went for the fully completed boots like you were just talking about. But both of our top laners do have the teleports ready to go, so if Impact needs to recall before a Herald fight, make those purchases, he can definitely get it done. Darkwings shoving up the wave here in the bottom side. Hambach and Huhi both hanging around, but now Huhi's got to be a little bit careful. Does use Grand Entrance to make an exit as Jose Otto making a counterplay up here in the top lane at the same time. Sentinels continues walking away in the bottom side as Impact jumped on by Jose, gets the Mega Gnar into the wall after the audacious charge, throws back about half of Jose's health bar in damage as Wind becomes lightning again, will not connect with the stab. Jose won't be able to chase any further, but hey, they already got a win. That's Impact Force all the way off of the turret. He'll lose out on the wave. Morgan's going to farm some plates. TL feeling good.
Yeah, nice power move because they don't give up a weak spot on the map while they're doing it. They are able to get the reset out and teleport over for this Rift Herald.
Oh, baby. All right, here we go. It's down to half HP by Sentinels, but Team Liquid is already arriving in time to try to contest, and immediately Quid goes in with a stolen quickness. The damage onto Hambach is huge, and Core JJ's already got the first kill. Huhi about to die with the projectiles in the air that chase him down. Rahel barely hobbling out. Quid goes over the wall, but he will not hit the abduct as Rahel has also flashed and cleansed. He's done everything to try to get out of this one. Quid chases, and he slams the chains down on him. Darkwings now trapped underneath the turret here in a 1v3. Impact trying to provide a little bit of relief for his top laner as Morgan trades aggressively, and Quid goes in for yet another one. Just like that, Kobe, a game state that wasn't even 500 gold apart explodes, and it's Team Liquid watching fireworks.
It's the Quilus! Quid is unleashed, and he teleports in with the stolen Rakan ultimate. You don't even have time to blink before he just wins the whole team fight for his team with the engage. Impact was walking bottom lane. Sentinels did not, you know, expect this teleport from Quid. I guess they did not, you know, pan their camera up there either. Impact's channeling his teleport now. Guess what? The fight's over before the top laners even arrive with him engaging with that quickness, and they quickly finish the job there as Morgan gets the public execution off as well, and Quid is gonna be rich now. I mean, Silas already 7 stacks on the Dark Seal with these extra kills, with the extra money. Yeah. This is Team Liquid's Summoner's Rift now.
Gone are the days of a man with lousy shoes and no potion to drink. Quid has found his way to the promised land. He is living the summoner's dream out here. 2-0-3, full kill participation, has his Chovy belt already done with the Haunting guys in inventory along with the fully upgraded quest boots. This Silas is feeling great, but you know who's also feeling great? Jan's Ezreal, man, up 2,000 gold over Rahel on the Kai'Sa. Trinity Force got completed a long while ago. He's got the Manamune already fully built. Will evolve into Muramana here with just 60 more stacks worth of mana stacked. I'm starting to struggle to see how Sentinels come back into this that doesn't involve TL goofing.
Well, maybe they just create some action in the river. Let's see what happens here.
Well, for all the action we just saw, Morgan's health bar is still looking pretty good. Flashes out of the Cataclysm now as Sentinel still trying to commit onto the top laner of TL. They finally get the shutdown, but it's going to cost him at least one. Solar Flare forces Flash out of Darkwings. Hosdiodo here with the audacious charge, ready to follow it up. Wind became lightning, assuredly that time, and Jose strikes twice. It's Yawn picking up the kill. So even though Sentinels send the whole kitchen sink after him, yes, they get their man, but it costs them even more. 2-for-1 play for Team Liquid, with Quid continuing to apply pressure in the top lane at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, Yawn is on the Dream Spike, as you just said, with his 2 items compared to the 1 for Kai'Sa. And the damage follow-up there from Team Liquid was more than enough to collect the extra kills. I think we're going to have a quick one, Flowers. This one already going so heavily in their favor, and I think it's going to continue that way.
Yep, and you can see right there, it's another stolen ulti used against the man he stole it from. Impact buried with a Mega Gnar as TL sends extra backup to the top side, making sure they continue taking plates, taking kills, taking names. 8-2.
So Flowers, yesterday, when our game was very heavily going the way of one team quite early in the game, and we had Tactical up here, and we're casting with him, we started talking about the size of the dogs in the LCS.
Okay.
And the biggest of the dogs, one of them was Team Liquid, the other one was Lion.
A dog the size of a horse.
Both
Big old dog.
Both of those dogs looking quite good today. I think they were appropriately sized at the top of the LCS standings. I mean, it really does feel like both of our teams that we sent to MSI, you know, this international play really did improve them. It's like a Dragon Ball Z episode where they're
hyperbolic time chamber.
They're training in the hyperbolic time chamber. They were already our 2 best teams.
Yep.
And then they also got time training.
Goku was already the main character before he went in there and got stronger.
Exactly. So, like, you set up the 2 best teams, and the 2 best teams got to go practice against all the best teams from around the world, and did very well versus them. Top 3 region, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Upon returning to the LCS here, both Team Liquid and Lion have not had any sort of hangover that people, you know, will sometimes bring up that is very possible when you go off to international competition and you're under the stress of constantly playing, constantly practicing, but doesn't seem to be affecting TL or Lion at all, even with Lion not having inspired. They have not even slowed down. So both these 2 teams really do look like they are going to defend their spots towards the top of the standings that they had in spring and continue with them in summer.
And Hambach is on the run, but I don't think his feet are taking him very far. Yawn unstoppable. Team Liquid just prowling through the enemy jungle, looking for whatever they can find. And sure enough, when you find the enemy jungler and the clock reads 21 minutes, it's Baron time. TL, 7,000 gold ahead. It's about to be around 8,500 or so as soon as they secure this objective. Nobody on the Sentinel side can do anything about it. Quid will teleport down to the bottom lane to guarantee that Impact doesn't get anything in return as the Baron is claimed. There's the 8,500 I was talking about, and now you've got 3 minutes of hell for Sentinels as they try to endure the Team Liquid push.
So if they've got 3 minutes of hell ahead of them, what were the 21 minutes behind them like?
Super hell. This part's actually a vacation. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You'd think hell's bad. Wait till you go to super hell. It's really bad.
Oh, man. They just keep leveling up these video game levels.
Well, yeah, man.
Well, Impact's that's his own personal hell right there.
Yup, it's getting a little toasty down here in the bottom lane as Team Liquid, they have a 5v4 now for the next 35 seconds. They've got everybody grouped up down here in the bottom lane except for Morgan, who's applying that second point of pressure over in mid with his Ambessa. Now Sentinels are going to try to have to figure out how to hold the line here. True Shot Barrage takes 40% of Rahel's health bar all the way away as Yawn and the rest of TL just going to push up, brute force their way into the base here in the bottom lane, take out the tier 3 turret. Morgan was right there to guarantee that Sentinels wouldn't be able to try to to do anything to stop it. Now they're going to switch their attention over to the mid lane right thereafter. The minions are still doing plenty of work, chipping away at this bottom inhib. Quid stays nearby to keep them enchanted. Now they're going to knock down tier 3 mid, inhibitor bot. Inhibitor mid is exposed. That one will go down next. And just like that, Quid with his single pick in the bottom lane turns into 2 inhibitors gone, and the game might just end right here. It's already 1 kill. Make it 2 is who he drops. Team Liquid are bloodthirsty, and Sentinel's got a whole lot of blood still to spill. Team Liquid, though, forces them all the way back into the fountain. Sentinel's in a 3v5. There's not a lot to do. Impact wants to try to teleport in there just for the extra shield. Jumps in the middle of everyone, gets a 3-man Mega Gnar, but it is not enough for even a single kill. Core JJ with a Protoplasm Harness healing himself up, and now Yon goes godlike, Rahel goes down. Sentinels all dead here at the same time as a solar flare hits the fountain at the very end. 15-2, Team Liquid slammed them.
Well, you see, the 2 teams playing didn't give us enough content in the first game, so we decided we got to bring Dokes on to give us some more content here.
That's why I'm here.
In this series. And we'll see if it does end up going the other way, or if Sentinels can bounce back. You know, hopefully they can. I think maybe we approach this draft and we add you to Sentinels. You're going to be their 6th person to try and help them come back in the
definitely
series.
needs all the help he can get with the draft. So let's try to predict what he's going to pick here.
Yeah, your shiny golden glue card did nothing in game number 1, by the way.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that card was a fake reprint from like a knockoff seller in a warehouse somewhere. That was not good. But we have Vi, Nocturne, Cassio banned out by TL. We've got the Poppy, the Jason, the Akali banned out by Sentinels. Sentinels taking the first pick, and they're going to deny the Jose Diodo Lee Sin by picking it for Hamba.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Dokla, how do you guys view Jose's Lee Sin? Is that like a never give it to him, or we could work around it?
You know, he's definitely proven that he's extremely good at Lee, so probably just I'm on the more side of never give it to him. And yeah, or just take it away, and I think that's what Sentinels has the plan of, just you know, if you can't beat it, just take it away. And it's still a strong champ in the meta, so
I feel like he always
can be able to play it as well.
Dang, he already picked it. I was gonna say, I feel like he always goes to the Fury after Lee is picked. You know, they talked about it a lot where they really like him on champions that can snowball, that can like invade and stuff. The Fury is really good with it, and it's also just good versus Lee Sin.
I don't know why they would ban Akali if they plan on picking Lee Sin, because now if you're playing into Ori Neferi, you don't have a champ that can.
Yeah, you want to pressure her.
Yeah, and Lee Sin's gonna be good into Akali in the game. So, you know, this is where I mean golden glue drafting. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, Galio's good. I mean,
the Dokla roast.
I love it. Roast love.
It's all love. It's all love. I like him. That's why I'm just roasting.
Yeah, I know.
Good.
He can take it. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. Galio makes sense here into the Ori Neferi. Gives you a bit of tankiness in the mid lane.
Yeah.
And Impact going to be playing the Rumble here. And Mbessa is out, so that's one of the best matchups available. So I'm curious to see what Morgan will pick here.
Yeah, you know, with them.
I mean, if it was up to me, I mean, Olaf looks pretty good in my head, but they do have a bit of mobility. So I'm not sure. I think a tank just makes sense here because they have double AP soul lane, so they don't really have a great way to burst you.
There you go.
There you go, a tank. Cassante or Ornn, lock it in.
I feel like we've been saying for maybe like 2 years now, every time Rumble gets picked, we're like, well, Galio and Ornn are good takes.
Or you can pick Cassante, Kanik Rooker, and Wowee. Yeah, that's kind of been it forever.
Never before seen matchup. I wonder how this is going to go.
But it's not your favorite. You would prefer the Olaf here because they also have the Galio.
I think Cassante would be the best tank since it gives you a bit more damage as well as stronger lane phase than the Ornn. But Ornn is fine. It gives you really good scaling. Right now, I think Sentinels is on the clock because they're going to get outscaled. So they need to pick champs that can stack dragons, at least in the bot lane, and try to get this game in the mid game and where they have a gold lead and try to win through team fights in mid game. Because if it goes late, then I don't really see how they're going to win.
Yeah, we saw the bottom lane for Sentinels struggling in game number 1. They were losing out in the 2v2 skirmishes, and then the Kai'Sa that they pick into the enemy Ezreal ends up losing the 1v1 against the Ezreal and ends up needing help. It all kind of just, the parts fell apart.
Well, this is where you need the goldfish memory, Captain Flowers. You gotta forget about that game and don't bring that bad karma into game 2 here. Fresh mindset and try to get the best bot lane matchup you can because you're definitely gonna need to play around bot lane for sure this game.
Yeah, so if you're on Sentinels, and you are,
correct.
Our 6th man.
What bottom lane do you want for Rahel and Huhi? You know, I think the Caitlyn ban was quite good from Team Liquid because Sentinels have had a lot of success on that. Is there any other champion or any other combination for bot lane for them?
I'm going to have to defer to my AD carry player Rahel here, but, I'd like a champ with some mobility because they do have the Orianna and the Fury combo, so maybe some mobility or someone who can build Zhonya's later into the game that can get out of the combo. That's kind of where my head would go right away, but I'm not sure what is up because Ezreal's out, Kai'Sa is also out, so
yeah, and those are like the good AD carries, Zhonya's builders.
Yeah, exactly. So right now I'm not too sure. Maybe they banned Lucian, so they can't go for like a Lucian lane.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure what's gonna come out here.
Ooh.
Okay, so now whatever AD carry Rahel picks, he's going to be pressured in team fights because Ornn, Nefiri, and Orianna, and he's going to be pressured in lane because he's against a Kalista. So that seems tough.
Yeah, I mean, I would drop lobby right now if this was a scrim because I don't really see the value of picking Galio plus Rumble. I think you should just 5P your top in this case because the tank value is too high already, but let's hold off on that up until, the game gets played out.
Jin.
Bro, how the hell are we ever killing Ornn?
Hey, don't say that. Positive mindset here on Sentinel side, okay? Well, let's keep the vibes up.
Okay.
It's already locked in, so we can't change it now. We're committing.
Impact is going to kill the Ornn early with the Rumble and the Lee Sin's going to gank for him. Then maybe that's the time that you kill the Ornn flowers. They're like really early in the game, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to
you're
think of positives here, and I don't really see too many because they have 4 melee comp into a pretty short range comp that TL wants to play into, where it's like Kalista can hit pretty much every target she wants. Ornn's gonna be able to CC a lot of people that are melee. So obviously, I'm gonna say TL has the better draft here, but we still have a full game to play, and it's not over yet. Like, I don't want to say it's over yet, but TL for sure have the advantage from the draft.
He's not going to say it's over, but you can see it in his eyes.
But you're saying if you currently had a collection of holographic golden glue cards, you would probably sell them off before the result of the game.
Hey guys, it's still a game to be played here.
Okay.
All right, so then
we're going to switch it now. Here you go, Flowers.
Yeah, so what I'm going to say then is obviously I feel like we have a consensus here on the desk that Team Liquid won the draft and they won it pretty solidly. So what is the play then from Sentinels if you're playing into this powerful scaling, if you're playing into this difficult composition? How do you navigate those very few opportunities to make this really get off the ground?
Well, while TL does have a stronger scaling, like still early in mid game, it's still contestable here by Sentinel. So it's really up to them to snowball, get a good fight at Grubs, get a good swap timer with the Rumble, and try to stack the Dragons because they did have double counter pick in bot lane. So hopefully that can get you some sort of advantage. And mid lane is also a counter pick. Even though the lane is roughly even. I mean, you're just going to have to set up ganks here and use this Lee Sin well and just move around the map and try to cosplay Jose Diodo on the Lee Sin here and try to get the gold lead going and make a montage.
So a lot of pressure on Hambach individually then to really get the maximum
value. Yeah, they first pick the Lee Sin. The game is for sure going to ride on him and he's going to have to play well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. We're back on the Rift here, game number 2. Remember, our first game ended with a final score of 15-2, 23 minutes into the game. Team Liquid with a dominant victory. Sentinels, like Dokla said, it's time to engage the goldfish memory, flush all that away. We don't need to worry about that. Game number 2 is a new chance to bring this one all the way, try to bounce back.
Well, I've got some positive graphics for you then that can lead into your story here. Maybe we'll take down the Impact one and we'll put up the Hambach one. Because you have the magnifying glass on the Lee Sin for Hambach. He had a really good week 1. He had an outstanding week 1. Jose also had a fairly good week 1, but Hambach was really on fire for Sentinels and definitely did deliver there for them. So when they need him a lot in this game, maybe he can create some action there with the Lee Sin.
He is going for some creative pathing already, starting Raptors into Wolves, probably going Gromp and then looking for a level 3 timer. I mean, the level 1 as an alley lane, you're not going to be winning from this position, so nothing here. Yeah. And I do want to highlight Morgan with the refill tech start, so you can buy the Doran's item in the lane. So nice Ornn mechanic there out of him to get a bit of a lead in the lane.
Yeah, big brain. Easy mechanic to execute.
Just don't buy the hat at the start. Okay. I could do that one.
And then I do also, I like that whenever junglers are going to kind of not just go for a straight full clear, like you're saying, the super straightforward one, and have an altered path here for Hanbok, especially on a champion like Lee Sin. Because in a setup here with a draft where you really feel like they do need to change up what the expected early plays are going to be, maybe that's going to be their angle.
Right now, a bit of a slow early game, kind of how it was game 1. Not too much going to happen for a while, so it gives us some time to talk about stuff.
I mean, it was, so the Lee Sin does go mid. Hanbok is kind of on the other side, just finishing his clear.
Quite a bit of time here.
Yeah, Quid could be in some danger. Hanbok closes the gap rather quickly. Flash away from the taunt comes out from Quid, but Hanbok still got Resonating Strike ready to go, and there it is. First blood for Sentinels. They even get it through the flash of Quid. Yes, it costs Hanbok's flash, but they're feeling good about that on the Sentinel side.
And the Hanbok
there we
set
go.
up the
Yeah.
graphic.
Unexpected jungle pathing leads to Quid getting surprised by the gank. Loses flash on it as well, so this is going to be a good setup for Galio, who can just flash taunt and look for repeat gank. So it's really up to mid jungle right now to get more of a lead, press his advantage here that Sentinels already got.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely huge for Darkwings. He had sustained a lot of damage and was out of sustain. He didn't have any extra money for sustain, but he did get the null magic on top of a Dark Seal.
Right.
So that was quite nice.
It's going to set him up well for the lane.
Meanwhile, down here on bottom side, though, Alistar is not having a whole lot of fun against the Kalista Renata combo. As you can see, though, it is another game. This is now 4 AD carry picks between these two in 2 games, which normally is something that in the past would sound very normal to say, but not in the current iteration of League of Legends.
They've defied the mages all summer long, last week as well.
Yeah, Riot put a call out saying, we're nerfing the mages, and then everyone's scared and starting to go back to the 80 carries here. I think everyone's preparing for the meta shift again, and everyone's getting a little bit of an early jump on it.
Yeah, I was actually talking to you a little bit early before the game started too. Do you get happy when you see them in patch notes say, oh, hey, we're going to buff up some AD carry champions in a couple ways to try and help out with the mages bottom lane? As a top laner, are you like,
I'm like,
yes,
that's great for me. Every time I actually read the Varus changes, I'm like, wait a minute, isn't this just better for on-hit Varus top? Everyone forgotten about this, and it continues to always be better for, here we go.
He flashing in, looking to set this play up. A lot of damage to CoreJJ, who tries to flash out. Hanbok's already got the kill as he tries to continue his escape. But it's Sentinels again coming out on top. 1 for 0 thus far when they want to get even more. Call the pack from Jose Dioto to deny the damage there from Resonating Strike. Yon with the sidestep on the Deadly Flourish here too, as he's still hanging on with about 200 HP. But it's Sentinels now with 2 good plays before 5 minutes.
That was beautiful setup right there. The combo into the Deadly Flourish right there to lock him up as Hanbok is coming down the lane. Another Lee Sin play for you, Dokes.
Right, I mean, that's exactly what they need to do. Ali, that's exactly how he can lane. Just flash pulverize. Can't really outplay that unless you're just completely God. So good setup here, and this is exactly what Sentinels need to do to, build a lead like this, get to the mid game, stack some dragons, and fight before you get completely outscaled.
All right.
So they're in a good spot right now, and let's see if they can keep it up.
Well, there is still, despite the fact that play worked out in the bottom lane, both kills have gone so far to Hanbok. The Lee Sin has been the main beneficiary. Yon is still up in gold individually over Rahel because of the lane dominance that he and CoreJJ have had. But now Hanbok and Darkwings in the enemy jungle, trying to put the pressure onto Jose himself. They're going to steal away the Gromp. Feels really good about that. Hanbok, if they manage to steal this blue, Hanbok will just be level 6. He does not have his smite, though, and Jose Dioto is ready with a smite of his own. Ornhorn is summoned up. Hanbok knocked up into the air, and Morgan's ready to follow it, but the equalizer has been delivered. Hanbok staying alive for now. Impact makes his way down into the fight, and Morgan gets cooked. It's a 1-for-1. Hanbok dies, but Morgan's the trade.
Yeah, I mean, they have the Alistar roam timer here, so supports are on the opposite sides of the map right now. Maybe Core can do something, but no, it's a teleport back from Huhi as well. So he covers his own play, goes to help with the invade, and then can just teleport right back.
Damn, I'm really surprised Lee Sin actually died there. That was really close. I thought the Triumph might have been able to save him here in this fight, but Morgan did an excellent job of trying to help out on this blue buff and hit every bit of his CC to make sure that Lee Sin gets traded 1-for-1 in this fight. And then Lee Sin does have the item advantage here, so he wants to fight, but Morgan with the great ult, flashy, can't juke out of anything here. And Lee Sin is the focus. Orianna also hits a shockwave, so everything landing here on Team Liquid's side to take the Lee Sin down and make it a 1-for-1.
Yeah, barely gets him there because and actually jungle getting kill credit is even.
Wait, was it even a 1-for-1? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a 1. Okay. It was Jose's Darkened Dagger over the wall that finished off the last little bit of HP on Hambach.
Right. Him getting kill credit is actually quite nice here. You mentioned their combo earlier with the Nefiri and the Orianna combo. That one is extremely dangerous, and especially if he gets ganked right now by it.
Yep, there we go. Hound's Pursuit jumping in after Darkwings. Call the pack to make sure he can continue that chase forward. Darkwings with a flash out, though. The little hot dogs can't chase him down for far enough. He gets away with barely any HP.
I mean, that's honestly a pretty good trade because Nefiri won't have ult for these grubs here. So honestly, using your flash to get the ult down, and then if you can secure the grubs off this advantage here, pretty good play by Darkwings to be able to survive that and then come back in lane and still be fine. So up to Sentinels now to just pressure this lead and keep the game going.
Yeah, how are you rating them right now? Because so far, they've accomplished pretty much everything you've asked.
I think they're doing good. I don't know how the ball lane CS is this big of a disparity here. But besides that, we're in a decent spot. I don't know about giving these grubs here. I feel like you should try to match since you definitely have the ult advantage in this fight. But they're electing to stack the dragon here. So playing the dragon stacking game, which is fine as well. So now it's up to them to... Ooh, almost stole that one. But now it's hopefully we get to Soul and can win the game off the Soul fight.
Darkwings tried to steal both Grub 1 and Grub 2 away with Winds of War. Slightly late on the first Grub, slightly ahead on the second Grub. So Jose manages to play patient and accurate enough to get all 3 Grubs, traded for that first Drake that Hambach was on the entire time. But yeah, the bottom lane CS is a bit of a problem. It's 4 waves worth of minions that is the lead for Jan here on this Kalista. Should be able to make quite a menace of himself once we start to get to the larger fights. Jan is the only meaningful lead individually on the Team Liquid side, while the largest leads for Sentinels remain for Impact and for Hambach. However, you can see that you've already got the Spectre's Cowl there in the inventory for Morgan, so halfway to the Kaenic Rookern, and we all know once that item comes online, the trades with the AP top laners are kind of just like whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, still a very solid gold lead here for Impact. 800 gold in this lane is very, very good. So he's doing quite well in this lane, and it's going to be up to him once he hits that Leandries to try to help this rest of the map out, because right now 1v1 is going fine for him, but potential gank happening. Oh, just okay. I'm going to take the base here, yeah.
I like the attention from the observers.
Yeah, that was good.
Gotcha.
It got me. I was like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, they like to keep you guessing. In the end, are you a believer in always going with the first strike rumble, by the way, into these tank matchups? Because we've seen some people still going for like even more damage with like comets and stuff like that to try and like get kills or like fully punish people out. Are you a gold farmer with your first strike?
I think it makes sense to go first strike because it's really not. You're not really going to kill him, so just get the gold. You can also take the cashback ruin, so you can build a gold lead just off buying items. So you just want to maximize how strong you are for these fights. And okay, Close Ult going to come out.
Yep, they immediately want to try to engage onto Core JJ, but that's not a valuable target when Fate's Call is ready to go. Jan continues tossing spears further and further forward as Hambach wants to go for the kick on Jose Dioto, but the Call of the Pack immediately resets his position, but now TPs are arriving from both the top laners. Impact looking for a little bit of damage, but he's in danger now. Turns the Electro Harpoon back onto Jose. Not quite going to find the kill. Meanwhile, Darkwings joins up with a heroic entrance. Bail out on Morgan, but they can't get a kill to save him. Hambach's going to go ahead and grab the first kill. A nice shockwave arrives. Hambach tries to flash away, but he's still dead. Nice 3-man knockup coming out from Huhi as Jose Dioto tries to dodge bullets, but it's a double kill back to Rahel's Jhin. Sentinels come out on top 3 for 1. They've got blinking health bars, but close doesn't count in League of Legends, and Sentinels is up 2,000 gold.
What a team fight by Sentinels. It looked really iffy in the start, but they trust their mechanics, outplay this fight, and Jhin lands some big ults at the end as well.
Yeah, when Jhin opens up, it is huge. And Huhi saw the angle to like re-engage and get the combo onto Jan. But take us through the beginning of the fight.
Yeah, I mean, fight starts, Ali's already ulted, and the TPs come in, and Impact lands a 3-man ult here, buys the time, baits out a bunch of cooldowns that brings Team Liquid forward into the fight, and Gal is able to ult the Lee Sin, get behind them in the fight. It's just everyone just play well from this point on, and Sentinel has definitely hit the outplay here. So close from both sides, 3-man knock-up. Ooh, these snipes were really good.
Yeah, even...
And then Quid flashing in, not able to get either of these kills, and miss it. Oof.
Ah.
That was good. Uh-oh. Morgan flashing away there as he tried to jump in. So there's another Summoner's Bell
I think
burn.
he probably said the same thing again right there.
I was going to say, replay those comms. He's getting an Alistar from behind his tower. Now, Lee Sin is still behind his tower, but just taking away the Grom.
Yeah, so the gold lead, you know, shrank a bit on the 80 carry, where Jen was able to pick up 2 kills here, so he's going to really appreciate that. And Sentinels with the 1.6k lead. Dragon will be spawning shortly, so I'm sure they're going to go fight over that for sure. And let's see if they can execute like last fight, because they're going to need to keep fighting like this and keep outplaying in this team comp to have a chance to win.
Yeah, do you think they're still on the projected
I think they're
curve?
on pace right now. Obviously, if Jin was a little bit ahead, had 1 item right now, you know, he'd be happier. But given the game state, I think it's definitely playable, and you can definitely win from this position.
Okay. Well, he just picks up his Hex Optics now. So maybe they'll be able to keep on pace. Dragon is coming pretty quickly here, Flowers.
Yep, we've also got the Kanik Rookern fully purchased now for Morgan. Going in with the call of the Forge God. Remember that Impact has no flash after that big bottom lane play. So when Team Liquid throws the whole kitchen sink into the top lane, they are guaranteed to get there, man. I feel like this was the counterplay, knowing what you were talking about, Dokla. Dragon's about to spawn. Surely Sentinels wants to fight for it.
Yeah.
We don't want to fight them in open ground, so overload topside instead. Pick up the free kill. The Odo prowling around the jungle, looking to grab whatever else he might be able to find. Trades a bit of blows back and forth with Dark Wings here, as Sentinels will be able to acquire themselves that next Drake uncontested, but at the same time, Yawn getting plenty of money, getting turret plates up here in the top lane, trying to remain accelerated on the Kalista.
And we talk about this a ton when we're talking about Lion, actually, Dokla, where, you know, if you're the team, you have some pretty good scaling. You guys are very frequently very okay with, like, giving up some of these mid dragons. And when enemy team is going to take dragon, you're going to, you know, send 4 top or something like that. Is this...
yeah, this is a great macro rotation here. Punish the no flash on the Rumble. And you have 3 grubs, so you definitely, you know, can... willing to trade plates for this second dragon. You're not going to lose a game over second dragon. It doesn't make sense. Your Ori didn't even have 1 item in the fight, so just good play by Team Liquid. Punished the no flash. Got the bounty as well off the Rumble, so really solid here by Team Liquid, understanding what their win con is. Just get the gold, get to late game. You can fight the soul fight if you have enough gold, even if you're in a bit of a deficit, so just good understanding by Team Liquid of how they want to play their comp out.
Follow-up question. Has it changed at all when Inspired's not here and you guys are constantly fighting 24/7 every lane 1v1ing people?
I think we're definitely taking a bit more risk in that sense. For sure, a bit more loose. And, you know, it gives us a bit more freedom. Yeah. And it's regular season too, you know, so just see what works and what doesn't work.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Well, Hambach's seeing if this angle might work here in mid. Once again, eyes on the Orianna. Quid's flash only has a little bit of that cooldown timer left before it's ready to go, and that's what Hambach is trying to play around. Hit him before the flash is available once more, but Quid is staying safe enough that he will not find himself vulnerable to that. Hambach is an entire level of entire level ahead, excuse me, of Jose Diodo right now. Level 11 with the level 2 Dragon's Rage. Jose Diodo has only just ticked over to level 10 on his Nefiri, and the Rift Herald is ready to go. Jose going to go ahead, secure the Scuttle Crab first, begin the objective himself, but as soon as Hambach shows up, Jose's got to be careful here. Dark and Dagger hits, Sonic Wave does not, but again, Hambach still with a full level feels stronger.
Yeah, and they have different lane assignments too, with Jin already being in mid, so gives Alistar here some possibilities of roaming to the sides, whereas Core JJ is really linked to the Kalista.
Yeah, I think Team Liquid also want to look to trade the gold here for this Rift Herald with their bot lane and bot side. And Sentinels trying to match, not giving the full trade opportunity, while also trying to contest this Rift Herald in top.
Odo is like a dog constantly sniffing something he's not supposed to get into with this Rift Herald. He keeps going over there, thinking about it. The rest of the team says, no, get away from that. As Sentinels now seeing what might go down here in the top lane. Just a little bit of a trade back and forth with Morgan versus Dark Wings. Not really a whole lot of damage is going to happen either way in that head-to-head. But this top lane tier 1 turret for Sentinels is barely hanging on.
And TL are rotating everybody up from bottom lane. They completely left bottom lane open now. As they send Quid up the top, then they rotate their bottom lane into mid, and they're even diving tower a little bit here as they try and finish it off.
And they will. Odo coming up now as Dark Wings has to create enough distance between himself and the squad of Team Liquid that has forced down this first turret up here in the top side. Gold lead for Sentinels that was about 2,000 before, shrank down to half that now, as it will reinflate just a little bit as Impact is left on his own here in the bottom side. Hambach making that play on Yawn here in mid. Nice kick to set it up. Hambach's going to take the kill. Bottom lane tier 1 turret will remain alive thanks to a TP coming out from Morgan, and it's going to be a 2-man play. Quid arrives first down here as the call of the Forge God summons up. Impact flashes, but he flashes still in range of the second half of that Ornhorn. However, Quid didn't have the positioning to be able to hit him with the shockwave for the follow-up after. So, yes, Impact is still going to stay alive. Sentinels is still going to get themselves that Herald.
Yeah, I mean, Sentinel's doing a great job. I thought it was a bit slow on the Rift timer there, but Hambach, give him some time. He's going to find the angle, finds it onto Yawn with a great flash kick, and secures the Rift. And Third Dragon coming up now, so another big fight moment going to happen. And I'm wondering if Team Liquid feel like they have to fight at this point, or are they going to try to trade again? If it was me, I think... I mean, Kalista doesn't have 2 items. Orion's kind of strong. I'm not sure. It's pretty close. I think you can posture, but without the Ornn ult, I'm not sure if you can actually take this fight.
Yeah, no Ornn ulti, no second item on either Quid or Yawn, like you're saying. Odo does have his Black Cleaver now fully completed on the Nefiri, so there is that. As you can see, the Sundered Sky plus Eclipse combo done for Hambach now as well. Team Liquid, they are committing a lot of bodies down here. It's all 5 players in blue jerseys. Trying to steal away that Gromp. Odo again, last hitting through the Winds of War, just like back at the Grubs. 8 seconds until the Dragon spawns. Sentinels has Impact pushing in the top lane. Thinking about what they want to do here. They do have the teleport to bring Impact down to the Dragon if they want to fight for that, but it is TL with control over the bot side river as Sentinels trying to get mid lane pushed up. They still have the Herald ready to summon in Hambach's inventory. Impact still getting those last few auto attacks on the top lane tier 1 turret. Isn't going to be able to clear it out here just yet. So it will be Team Liquid securing this Drake. No fight from Sentinels.
Yeah, I think Sentinels realize they have no position in the river, and it's going to be hard for them to face check throughout, just their vision. So made the decision to trade some gold here, which is still fine. You're still in a good state in the game. You have Rift Herald again to try to break this mid tower, which will open the map up quite a bit. And TP on bot side, they do have the TP advantage, so they're using it here, looking for Quid.
Yeah, going in after Quid, but Odo was right there as Impact arrives. Call the pack, manages to get rid of most of the Flame Spitter damage, and then the Electro Harpoon is eaten by one of the little hot dogs. So honestly, Impact doesn't do a lot of damage to Jose right there. Yawn with a flash away. The threat from Hambach remains ever present.
Oof. How much momentum do you think Sentinels have lost in the last 2 minutes of play here? They're still trying to make something happen, but with delay on Dragon stacking, with the teleport being invested, not being able to get a kill.
Yeah, I mean, the game definitely slowed down. I think they should have for sure tried to fight the Third Dragon.
Ooh, nice knock up there from Morgan. Now Hambach getting juggled around here a little bit. Yawn putting a ton of damage into him, and Hambach's a pin cushion before Sentinels can get in position to try to stop TL. Nice pick there on the Lee Sin that was otherwise causing problems all over the Rift. Team Liquid, that's just, again, going to halt the Sentinels' war machine.
Great play by Team Liquid, and that's really going to slow the game down. They got the Dragon, got a kill. This game's going to go quite the distance where they can be comfortable getting their items and look for that late game team fight with the ornaments coming in, with Ori hitting 2 items, Kalista Renata combo.
That's good. That's good, guys. We're getting everything.
Yeah. Be the wave. Be the wave.
I don't want to fight mid if you can. Can you guys just defend?
Yeah.
Hambach clearly did not listen to that. Nope. He had the Lee Sin syndrome to the max there. Oh my god.
That was such a good comms.
Don't fight mid.
That's something I would do too. So honestly, respect
We've all
on
been
that.
there. Everyone's been there before. Like, yeah, I know he said don't fight mid, but I'm Lee Sin. I'll just jump in, hit him real quick,
I hit
jump
my
back
Q.
out.
What else am I supposed to do?
Hui says, I really don't want to fight mid if we can.
We couldn't. There was
No,
no
we
other
couldn't,
option there.
though.
But
Yeah.
obviously, you know, a bit of a blunder there by Sentinels, but still with the gold lead. So still in a position where they can, you know, find some angles, maybe get a bit of a creative kick again by Hambach onto Jan, who has no flash for the next couple minutes. So Sentinels definitely need to look for some opportunities here to kind of keep the tempo of this game going.
And Rahel did go second item into Lord Dom, so he is going to try.
I like this. You know, no Yomu's Ghost played Rapid Fire. Please, God,
You don't like Mosquito Jin?
I really don't. So, you know, he's building correctly, and, you know, it's a good sign. He does have a gold lead now, so definitely found his way back into this game. And Jin in the late game will be, unironically, able to carry some of these fights.
And the damage amp from Imperial Mandate on a mid Galio, too, is really nice in trying to get through that, because he can apply that pretty easily to a lot of frontline champions.
Right.
All right, those second items are online in a lot of places now. Bloodletter's Curse for Impact. With the Abyssal Mask on Darkwings, they're both helping each other out with their inventories here. As you can see, the Chovy Belt for Quid, extra little bit of mobility and burst there. Blade of the Ruined King, of course, for Jan on that Callista, as Darkwings manages to get himself away with a Justice Punch before that Volcanic Fissure can create an obstacle for him to get stuck on. 90 seconds left until we get our next Drake this game. Still only a 2-to-1 Drake state, so nobody's going to get sold no matter who takes it. As Huhi on the left side of the fight here, looking for some kind of a potential angle against TL. Quid with the flash away, but he's still vulnerable to the curtain call shots. However, a nice interrupt from Call of the Forge God flies through from Morgan, and now Sentinels are separated. Darkwings here off to the right on his own. Immediately, TL is going to continue the chase, going after the enemy mid laner, and Jan takes the kill. It's a bit of a messy fight, but it's Team Liquid coming out on top.
Yeah, I mean, Sentinels felt like they had to take a fight in that position. You know, they thought they had a good look. Oh,
Morgan in some danger here, but he's shielded up. Hambach wanted to go for the play there on the Team Liquid straggler, see if he could get the pick, but the rest of the team is close by.
I mean, good save there from Korjay. Comes in with the heal and the shield as well there, too. Kind of
Chovy Belt really paying off there for Quid there, able to position himself a bit differently.
Yeah, but Korjay's positioning is now in a little bit of danger. He tries to throw out the ultimate, but now Jose the Odo in the middle of everybody is going to get cooked. Sentinels have found a massive moment as Jan tries to go forward and grabs one kill, but the Callista is terrorizing the fight. When it finally looks good for Sentinels, Jan's ready to turn it back around, but he does finally fall. One last auto attack from Morgan to take down Impact as Quid's in the middle of everyone, and Morgan is the only man standing. Sentinels having that huge team fight in the enemy red side jungle. They might just get the ace. Good God, it takes so long to kill him. Surely he eventually dies.
He's not dying.
Morgan's still living with a two-man knockup underneath the turret. He gets kicked back on the wall.
God.
He might find one more hit, but no, the ace finally goes through for the Sentinel side.
Dude, if you got that auto off, that was brittle. He was going to kill
That was
Huhi
so
there.
close, but what a fight by Sentinels. I thought they really messed up the game, but they find another angle here by Huhi. Just sends it onto Korjay, and somehow, miraculously, they get an ace out of the situation where they lost the initial fight.
Yeah, I feel like Impact does so much work on the Rumble.
Yeah.
Comes in, roasting them. Jan then made me believe, as he stacked a bunch of spears in Rahel, got the big rend into the shockwave from Quid to help peel from him, and he almost had heroics, but the harpoon
was so clutch by Impact. Because I think if he doesn't hit that, then Jan is going to stay alive, and maybe they can do something in this fight with given how long Morgan survived. So,
yeah,
just
this
great,
part is silly.
Great fight that needed to happen for Sentinels, and they pick up the. I'm sure they're going to pick up their dragon on top of this. So, really, really clutch fight.
That's a tanky boy. What do you have?
Thank you, boy.
True. If only one other person was alive with him,
Yeah.
then maybe they could have made it a different story. But Sentinels, they did get that third dragon. They've retaken the gold lead here. And Jan, congratulations on
1,000 kills. Only the 18th player to ever accomplish that here in the LCS. So well played there for him. As yes, Sentinels now with Soul Point. That's going to be a problem here for TL. 4 minutes from now, but we'll talk a little bit more about that as it gets closer. Right now, Baron is still on the map. 3-2 turret count favoring Sentinels by +1. Team Liquid, we are continuing to scale. The unending despair, part of that unending Ornn teamfight presence. Now for Morgan. Mid lane, deadly flourish, roots up Yawn. TL knows they got to protect that Kalista. Handshake to knock Huhi back away. Hambach wants to make some sort of a move, but he can't quite find it. Morgan here in the front line. Dark Wings with the taunt, but he doesn't find a whole lot of value. Dark Wings gets shot down. TL's got themselves a 1-for-0, but Morgan, unfortunately, thanks to the root, does not have the timing he needs to fire the Forge God back to the enemy team, so they won't find anything more. It's a 1-0 for TL once more.
Yo, good snipe from him, though, onto the charge on the wall onto Galio on the side.
Yeah, a bit of comedy of errors here. The Lee Sin flash kick, the Ornn coming out, but Sentinels feel like, you know, they want to defend this mid tower here, looking to punish Team Liquid as they overstep. And what's this?
He was upgrading Yon's item to start the fight.
Oh, we're already back live, though. Hosdioto and Quid looking for the kill onto Impact. Won't quite be able to find it. Now Hambach looking to run some interference, but Yon chasing after the Lee. Okay, so Hambach and Impact both barely get away.
Close. Close.
Yeah, that's a nail biter. That's way too close for comfort.
Yeah, I mean, Yon is doing a lot of damage in these skirmishes very, very quickly with his Ornn upgrade. I want to see on the approach to the next dragon, because TL really have stabilized. As long as they don't give up the final dragon for the Cloud Soul, do you think that this is going to be the point where you know, kind of secure comp takes over with the team fight that they have?
I think right now it's still going to come down to execution. I think Sentinels looked a bit confused of what they wanted to do in that last fight, where it's like the Rumble's coming out, but Lee Sin's not going right away. The guy was kind of posturing on the side. I think Sentinels need to really coordinate on how they want to fight, and they can still win the fight. The Jhin has IE. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. Just make sure you kite the Kalista out best you can, and it's still winnable from this position. It's going to come down to execution, which they should try to contest her setup here on this dragon, because it's going to come down to this in the next 2 minutes here.
Yeah, the only thing Sentinels is missing is their flash for Hambach. It is a big playmaking tool, but you know, still very mobile champion and still can create that.
I think Impact would love to pick up his Zhonya's here, so he can buy a bit more space in the fight, try to avoid the Ori combo, the Ornn ult, and he does pick it up here, so he's going to be strong for this team fight. And right now, positioning in River is going to be key. If Team Liquid get this position first in River, then you know it's going to be hard for Sentinels to retake. And Huhi doing a good job patrolling the area, but Quid does have the bot push here, so going to be a little bit pressure as he walks in from the bot side.
And Quid also has his Void Staff fully completed. He's got his Ornn upgrade. That Terminus for Yawn also fully upgraded. So deceptively tanky here on this Kalista with the resistances that item stacks. You can see the Giant's Belt also in the inventory. Kalista is not an easy target in these fights. Team Liquid also recognizing it's very important for them to play around him. Seeker's Arm Guard on Dark Wings will be ready. That stasis can be popped in this next big soul fight. Huhi waiting off on the left side. Goes in after Quid. That's going to be their target as Team Liquid's mid laner flashes away immediately. Huhi's still trying to run a little bit of interference with the hostile takeover, flying out through the middle of everybody here on Sentinels, making space. Dark Wings goes golden. Huhi goes down. TL have already found the first kill, and the Justice Punch will not allow Dark Wings to escape. Hound's Pursuit ready to keep it going with a beautiful combo with a shockwave. Rahel is next to die, and Sentinels will follow him into the grave. Impact just getting chased down by Yawn. This was the fight that would come down to execution, and the blade falls on Sentinel's neck. Hambach's the only one left, and he can't do a thing about this TL Drake.
Well, I mean, good try, good attempt by Huhi, but Quid has a Proto Belt or Rocket Belt and the Flash, able to make enough distance, get away from the combo, and Team Liquid are able to play the fight much better on the back end of it. So I think, it was a good try, you know. They had the good idea of what they wanted to do. Maybe if Lee Sin was also included in that flank play, then something could have happened. But now, I mean, Team Liquid had the gold lead, delayed the soul for Sentinels, and you know, everything got committed in that last fight. So it's going to be hard for them to find another engage like that, even if Orianna's no flash.
All right, let's take another look at how it started.
Yeah, from that side here, Huhi goes for the flank, but, you know, as you say, Orianna gets the safety on the outside, and then once you've stabilized the fight, look how many spears already stacked up for Yawn.
It's also so hard to dive into the Renata ult, so and the Renata W in case Quid gets really low in one shot. So just a really tough way to execute here for Sentinels, but this is their comp that they picked for. You know, they have to play like this, and they did make their Hail Mary attempt there, and unfortunately it just didn't work out.
And the rewards after this team fight are pretty much the game. It's not for sure the game, but stopping the next Dragon Soul, then getting Baron. Now they have a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a long shot from this point on.
Ooh. Well, Hambach goes in for the kick.
On to Quid. He's in a bad spot here.
Quid, but yeah, the heroic entrance from Dark Wings isn't doing a whole lot here just yet. Quid staying alive for now. The curtain call opens up. Team Liquid trying to protect the mid laner. They're keeping him alive for now. The bailout saves him. It's a double kill over to Yon. If the game wasn't over after the Dragon Soul fight, it's over now. Triple kill for Yon. Team Liquid killed everybody except for Huhi, and with 40 seconds on the death timers, gentlemen, I think they're just going to walk it in mid.
Talking about a miracle, that looked like the miracle that could have happened, and it was still not enough. The Renata able to keep Orianna alive, even though no flash in front of the Jhin ult. Just nice try, Sentinels.
Well, Alistar is nothing but some celebratory burgers for the Team Liquid boys. They'll knock him down. It's an ace for TL. A much closer contest here in game number 2, but it's all for the same result. TL gonna sweep Sentinels out of here in the regular season. That's a 2-0 win.